What up, Long Beach? Welcome back to the 562.org. It's Tyler, and this girls basketball playoff video is brought to you by Naples Rib Company. At Ron Palmer Pavilion, defending D1 champions Long Beach Poly hosting Viewpoint in the semifinals. Jackrabbits won a title on this floor, trying to make it back to the title game. On the other side, there's not a lot of conflicting viewpoints. On the other side, just 6 players suited up for the Patriots, but Carly White and company can hoop. And the Patriots came out firing, hitting threes from both corners, showing that they were comfortable in a road environment and racing out to an early lead over the Jackrabbits, who really couldn't buy a bucket inside or outside. The Jackrabbits were 0 of 18 to start from threes. They missed their first 18 threes, and even when they got good looks, just felt like they were forcing them, just couldn't get one to go. It took over 5 minutes for Poly's first bucket, and at that point they were down 10-3. Crystal Caldwell, great reverse layup right there to cut it to a 5-point game, but as good as Poly's defense has been these playoffs, I mean, White was just making shots near and far. She had a team-high 20 points to lead the visitors, and Nala has certainly been the answer, Nala Williams, for Poly in these playoffs. She did get going on her way to 20 points to lead the Jackrabbits, but even when Poly did something good, here comes Viewpoint right back the other way. Kayla Keshmeshian with the 3 to beat the first quarter buzzer. It's 18-11 as Viewpoint comes in. 18 points is a lot in the opening quarter against Poly, and they would keep it up in the second. White going to drive in for a couple of easy layups. Meanwhile, on the other side, Poly having to really work for their buckets. Caldwell threads the needle into Nala, or the Jackrabbits had to hope that they could collect an offensive rebound and put it in, as the deficit was 12 at halftime. And in the second half, after a 7-0 Patriots run, Nala finally hits Poly's first 3, but it was just such a big hole to overcome. Caldwell doing everything she could to try to force turnovers and turn those into buckets of her own. A definite pest on defense, but all Viewpoint really had to do was dribble and keep the ball, let the clock run out, and then eventually get decent enough shots to keep Poly at arm's length. Nala going to hit this fadeaway here to cut it to 12, but that's as close as Poly got in the second half. Viewpoint, give them credit. They shot well to start. Poly did not, and they protected the lead down the stretch, and they will win this 49-37. Viewpoint going to advance to the D1 finals against top seed Camarillo. Poly awaiting the state bracket next week. We want to thank all of our sponsors, including Ocean Law Center, for their support of local sports coverage. And if you want to keep up with sports in the LBC, you got to keep it locked right here at the 562.